Hi everyone, welcome in this new video. I am starting a series of videos where I will break down solos, but only the greatest ones. I will try to keep diversity between the solos I pick and to touch to different genres. As always, videos will work as pairs, one cover and the corresponding tutorial. You can already go check out the cover for today's solo by clicking in the corner or in the description. We will take a look at the legendary solo of Sails of Charon. It's a song from the Taken by Force album by the Scorpions, and it came out in 1977. The solo is played by Uli John Roth. It's quite fast, but if I was able as an intermediate guitarist to play it, you can also play it. Our best weapon here is the picking patterns Uli uses that makes the solo easier to play than its sound. Don't be afraid to try, I will show you everything that I did to play it and you will be able to play it too. This solo has been a game changer for me because I didn't think this was something I could achieve with the level I had a year ago. I played it at 60% of the speeds and 70s and 80s, then I was like, no way I can do this at 90%, but I did. And after that, okay, I'm almost there, but 100% of the speed is too fast, but I did it. So I am positive that you can do it also. And something cool is that I wrote the complete tab of what I play on my cover, and when I say complete, it's complete. The tab shows any pick stroke, downstroke or legato and what finger I use for every note with my left hand. You can find the tab on my Instagram, or you send me an email and I provide you the PDF or guitar profile. Important point, the solo has evolved through the years, so if you watch the video Uli did for Guitar World magazine, some notes may differ. That's why I took into consideration 3 sources to transcribe the solo. The original album version, the 1978 Musikladen performance for German TV, and the changes that Uli showed in the Guitar World video. This German TV performance was entirely tabbed out on Sound Slice by Alexander Valentine that I met on the Cracking the Code forum, and he allowed me to link his tab in the description. You will ask me, what are the differences between my version and my tab and the Musikladen version tabbed by Alexander? First, the tuning. On my tab, it's like on the record, it's standard tuning. On the Musikladen performance, it's downtuned 1/2 step, but Uli is playing everything one fret higher, so it sounds the same. Second, the transition before the last part. I chose on my version to play this transition how Uli plays it nowadays, because it's more square and easier to figure out with the rhythm. In Musikladen, it's the same transition as you can hear on the record. And finally, I am personally working on my alternate picking, so I took the last lick of the solo as a good challenge because it's also including string skipping. But if you want to use legato, just refer to Mr. Valentine's tab on SoundCloud. You get the link in the description. Now I will break down each part of the solo note by note, slowly. Just a word about the structure. I approach the solo a bit like a song, so I decomposed it in an intro, an outro, 2 transitions, and between those parts are three main licks. The lick's difficulty is growing harder, so lick 1 is the easiest and lick 3 is the hardest. The intro, nothing fancy here, just make sure to put some vibratos after the slides. First lick, Ben Heller already did an awesome video on this lick, so sorry if I have to repeat things that he said. Go check out his video. Our best weapon here, like I said, is the picking pattern. Downstroke, hammer on, upstroke, downstroke, pull off, upstroke. The advantage of such a pattern is that it allows you to achieve speed quite fast and still get a very interesting sound because it mixes pick strokes and legato. One of the key here is to train with the beat, because you will notice that the beat always gets down on a downstroke with this picking pattern. As a result, with practice, your brain will naturally chunk the pattern, focus on those downstrokes and allow you to increase the speed faster because you will instantly know if you are dragging, rushing or if you are on time. Like I said, the key here is to understand the pattern, respect it, and let your muscle memory get used to it by playing slow and with the metronome. Before getting into the first transition, don't forget that if you like the way I do my tutorials, you can subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to show your support, or you can like the video. Send me an email if you want the guitar profile, or check out my Instagram page with the link in the description. It got also all the tab. And if you have something to say positive or negative, use the comment section. I read and answer to every messages. Thank you. Now let's get into the first transition. This transition is quite easy. First thing, you can place the first measure with alternate picking or with Uli's picking pattern. Both are good here. Second thing, during the second measure, I really recommend that you follow the same fingerings as me, because to start the second lick, you will need your first and second finger. However, finishing the transition with your third finger on the 14th fret of the D string allows you to have those fingers completely free. It's not the case with other fingering, such as second lick. This lick is a bit harder than the first one for different reasons. With Uli's picking pattern, we can fluently navigate from string to string, but in this lick we have a gap of 2 frets that you have to do between the third finger and pinky. It can be difficult if you have small hands. And then we have to perform 2 string skipping jumps, one over G and B strings, and the other one easier over the D string. Fortunately, we have an upstroke just before the jump, so try while you do this upstroke to escape from between the strings and have your pick above. As a result, you can reach the next note without any strings in your way. Warning here, you will have to use your pinky more than you did in the first lick. Your fingers will be more stretched, so if you push speed too fast, you might be more likely to get injured. Actually, while playing this lick, I hurt a joint or a tendon and I couldn't play for a few days, so nothing bad, but one of the goals of my video is also to make you avoid the mistakes I made. So keep that in mind while practicing, be patient and push speed when you feel that all your movements are relaxed and fluid. The second transition is easier and slower. I do the slides with my pinky because it's what Uli does. If you don't have a whammy bar, you can hold the note with a vibrato or do fast slides. You can consider this transition as a rest pause before the hardest part of the solo, the third lick, so keep a light touch on the string, stay relaxed to save energy for what's coming next. It's the final and most difficult lick of the solo. The beginning of the lick is not that hard. On the album version it's difficult to hear what Uli plays, but it's very clear nowadays and with the Guitar World tutorial. So I went this way, just a bit of economy picking. After that I decided to play the fast part using alternate picking to challenge myself because it involves like I said in the introduction, it involves alternate picking and string skipping at the same time. It's clearly not easy. What worked for me is to understand what movement I needed to do. So first, the anchoring will be important to alternate pick, but you got to understand that your wrist will move, but also your forearm. When you change strings, your anchored position will move with your forearm, so you keep a good attack angle with your pick. And second, really important point is the way your pick will be slanted to have flowing string changes. It's a very complicated thing to explain shortly, but Cracking the Code's channel and website will tell you all you need to know about right-hand technique to develop good alternate picking skills. I owe this website and its founder Troy Grady full credit for my right-hand technique. So to stay really superficial, what I do here is when I do the final pick stroke on a string, so before going on another string, I adjust my pick angle so I don't stay stuck between two strings. If you are not used to alternate picking at all, you are most likely to prefer Alexander Valentine's transcription because this part is played with legato, or you can dig into some stuff from Cracking the Code and understand those movements first. The outro, I have nothing special to tell about the outro, it's really simple. That's it for this first episode of Learn That Legendary Solo. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If so, please subscribe and like the video. If you didn't, please tell me why in the comment section so I can maybe make some changes. The next episode will be on the 2 solos of Sultans of Swing. Until then, see you on another video.